Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Tiffany Parra, host of Girl Powerhouse on MUFO TV. Today, we have a wonderful woman that we are going to celebrate because here at Girl Powerhouse, we celebrate those women that are showing up and showing out in the world, inspiring us to just be better. So let me go ahead. I'm going to bring her on in. What is going on, author Dani?
Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you are in the world watching this here show. I just want to say hi.
Hello. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. I mean, y'all, this woman just really, I met her and I just said, oh my goodness, like she just has such a light about her. Dani, please just share a little bit about who you are, where you're from, just a little bit about just what you do.
Okay, well, my name is Dani. That's Dani, Dani, short for Danielle. That's what my mama named me. But I shortened it when I became a recording artist. I hail from New York, the Big Apple. I am a chef by trade. I am a deacon. I am a former recording artist and mental health and substance abuse counselor, and I am an author. Been an author for a very long time, but life was life, and then I went this direction, that direction to get to where God has led me to today, which is helping the world become a better place than where I found it. So, I'm an author, and I love life. I love helping people, and that's who I am.
Yeah, and that's why we have you on, because you are a girl powerhouse. You are showing up and just, really inspiring us to, again, like I said earlier, just to be better, to have a smile on our face, and, have that joy in our hearts, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yes.
Because the first conversation you and I had, I tell you, we laughed and just, it was like we have known each other for
years.
And
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That connection right there is just very special. So let's talk about this. And so what has been the biggest lesson that you have learned in your life this far? Because you've done a whole lot. I mean, you just told us you wear a whole lot of hats. You've been in a whole lot of different industries and some difficult ones at that. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
You can't hide from yourself. Anywhere you go, there you are. Now, the goal is to find out who you are. And once you know who you are, own it.
Okay.
Biggest life lesson.
Man. And there's so many people out there trying to be somebody that they're not. Trying to keep up with the Joneses and, and they're so unhappy. So that's such an important message. Oh man, thank you so much for that.
No problem.
So if you could go and talk to your 21-year-old self, what is a message that you would give your 21-year-old self? Something that you know now that you would have maybe avoided some things, man.
Wow, that's a deep one, because when I was 21, I was out there in the world. I was doing things that I had finally gotten to the point where I wanted to give up. I was just running. I was chasing my tail around in circles. You ever seen a dog chase their tail? Yeah. And I was trying to find something. I don't even know what the something was that I was looking for at 21. I mean, I was married. I had a sugar daddy of a husband that I know I really didn't want to be there. That's not who I was. That's not where I wanted to be. But, I married him for my mom. You know, I was also knee deep in addiction. Yeah, substance abuse. And I was just old goose bozo, just wow. So I guess looking back on hindsight, because of course, as you get older and you learn some wisdom, you figure out that hindsight is 2020, right?
Yeah.
So looking back on hindsight, if I had to tell my 21-year-old self something, what I would say to my 21-year-old self now is, this too shall pass. Just hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. This too shall pass. Man, we go through so many different things. And I mean, that's what, you know, Girl Powerhouse is all about. It's to share, you know, these stories, because there are, you know, women out there that are going through some stuff, and it may not even be minutely close to what you or I have gone through, but to them it's huge.
Absolutely.
And they understand that, hey, there are women out there that have gone through it and then some, and they are still here standing. They are still here with that smile on their face. They're still here writing books, okay, making his sharing their story, you know, and that should just give that hope that, like you said, this too shall pass, because there is nothing. There's nothing that you're not built to handle. I mean, really.
Yeah. And unfortunately for most women, while we're going through it, because we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. You know, we're nurturers innately. We're born to be nurturers. We're mother of the earth. We birth the children. We raise the children. We take care of the husbands or the wives or whoever. You know, we take care of the universe. And behind every great person, being, there's a greater woman. Usually calling the shots, or at least being there to catch you before you hit the ground, right? Whether that's a mother, whether that's, in my case, I became a mother that I didn't birth any children. And, you get married, you take care of the husband, you bring home the bacon, you fry it up in the pan, you make sure the husband's okay, you make sure the kids are, make sure the dog and the cat is okay. And 9 times out of 10, you are falling apart at the gills. Don't put yourself first. And then, the next thing you know, when you spaz out, can't nobody take care of you.
Right.
It's sad, but that is literally the way of the world. So, it's unfortunate, but that's the cross that we were given to bear.
Right. That's right. No, it absolutely is.
Until you fall apart one time too many. Never. And unfortunately, but fortunately, that's when we learned that no. No.
Right.
I can't take care of you if I'm not taking care of me.
Absolutely. Man. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I want to talk about, you just were talking, you hit something right now. We're going to get into self-care and what that means. So we'll be right back.
All right, now.
I tell you, those Mupo TV commercials have you dancing in your seat.
Oh, yeah. He was getting down. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
wait, here we go.
Michelle Mupo, CEO of Mupo TV. This is Girl Powerhouse on Mupo TV. If you have not subscribed, you want to go on your iOS or your Android device, download Mupo, M-U-P-O TV, and you can watch Girl Powerhouse. You can watch this episode. You can watch many, many other episodes that have come before it. And you can also see some pretty awesome shows out there as well. So definitely check out Mupo TV and visit mupoentertainment.com. So we are back. We have our special guest, author Dani is in the house. Oh my goodness, this has been a wonderful conversation this far. Dani, now we just talked about just us being that pillar, us as women being the people that we're those women that we hold we bear all that weight of a lot of just stuff. And like you said, we don't take care of ourselves. We forget about that. So in this journey of, self-healing and growing into the, girl powerhouse that you are, it's very important as a girl powerhouse because we know we have to take care of ourselves. We know what self-care looks like. So tell me, what does self-care look like to you? And what are some of your favorite things to do for self-care?
Mm-hmm. Well, self-care is first of all, let's be very, very candid, very transparent. Self, okay?
Yeah.
God, self, then others. That's the first admission that one has to make to start to believe and learn that self-care is the most important care. Because again, that nurturing thing, let's make sure everybody else is good. Let's make sure let's make sure everything is all right. Right. But when you're on a plane, come on, somebody help me with this.
Come on.
You're on a plane and you hear the instructions. What do they say? If we do come into some turbulence or something go down, right?
Right.
Please place your own mask on first. They didn't say save the kid. They didn't say go across the aisle. They didn't say make sure your mama's sitting next to you or the 3 seats is okay. Help them with their mask as you then help yourself. But unfortunately in life, that's what we end up doing every day. Think about it, right? We make sure everybody okay. We make sure they got clothes. We make sure the clothes are washed. They make sure the house is done. Make sure all of that is okay, right? But then we forget God, self, then others, right? And then unfortunately, you get some women that come to that place where it's like, okay, I'm falling apart. I'm diabetic now. I'm fat. I'm this. I'm that. I'm out of shape. I got this going on. I got that going on. And then, unfortunately, specifically in the African American community, we always get to that place before we start trying to rewind or reel stuff back in, right? Unfortunately, for a lot of us, that's when it's too late. Your health is your wealth, right? So I can't do nothing for you if I'm all jacked up. And I had to learn the hard way. Again, I was a substance abuse and mental health counselor. My mother passed away when I was very young, and I ended up raising my siblings who were much, much younger than me. So I became a parent overnight, didn't know nothing about parenthood, ran around, trying to do me, trying to, live my life. But, as many people will find out later on when I get into the crux of the book, which is a memoir, I was just getting me together. Then all of a sudden I became a parent. Then all of a sudden I had to do this. I had to do that. I had to do this. I had to do that. And I didn't know how to take care of me because that wasn't enforced in the house. I wasn't taught, that, I can't do nothing for you if I'm not taking care of me. I wasn't taught prayer. I wasn't taught any of that stuff. Right. So I had a setback, a really, really devastating setback in my life. I had been clean and serene for like 20 years. And I had a nervous breakdown and then a relapse after being clean and, for 20 years. And it was devastating. It was spiritually, I bankrupted. It was bad. And then I learned, like, okay, you can preach all of this stuff to people, but if you're not practicing it, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're going down a street that eventually is going to come smack dab into a brick wall. So I hit that brick wall going at about 100 miles an hour. And then I was forced to start to take time away, to start to take myself out to the movies, to start to learn that it's okay to be with myself, to start to journal again, to be okay with who I was and where I was in my life. A lot of times, if people talk to us as bad as we give ourselves some of us give ourselves self-talk, it would be a fight, and it would be a fight to the finish. So I had to learn how to take that negativity away. I'm okay with me just the way I am. I'm accepting me just the way I am. I love me today, and make no mistake, I love my spouse. I love my dog. I love my kids, my siblings who are, grown now. Thank God. They're all still alive. I think I did a pretty good job. But what I learned was, look, without me, I can't help nobody. RuPaul says it best. How the hell you gonna love somebody else when you don't love yourself?
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta take a bath. You gotta run a bath by yourself. Sometimes you gotta get up and you gotta go for a long ride by yourself. But the goal is stop. Stop when you're overwhelmed. It's okay to be overwhelmed. It's okay to not be okay for a moment.